Peter Davis, I'm Chair of the Trustees, and on behalf of the Trustees I'd like to welcome you here to our open day in our 30th year. BOSP, it seems amazing. Seems like I've been the chairman for 30 years, although it's only been 3 years, but working with this lot, no, wonderful, absolutely wonderful, really, really. And I hope that you find both this day informative and inspirational to show the work that we here at BOSP are undertaking. And thank you very much indeed for coming and giving us your support. And thank you as well for bringing wonderful weather with you. Wow, what a day. If we'd have all been standing under that big umbrella trying to be distanced, you'd been right down the road. I'd like to, without further ado, introduce you to our CEO, Jodie Connolly, who will take you through the rest of the morning. Thank you very much indeed for coming.
Thank you, Peter. And thank you, everyone. It's so lovely to see your lovely faces in the flesh. It really does mean quite a lot to us. It really, really does. Before I start my little chat to you and tell you a bit about our history thing, I just want to go through a couple of housekeeping points. Under COVID guidelines, there are restrictions to the number of people we can have in the building, so please bear with us if we marshal you in and out and around for cakes and drinks and bits and pieces. It's just to keep you nice and safe. If we suddenly get hundreds of people, which I don't think we will at this stage, but if we do, we've got some lovely tour guides here who will be able to take you on a tour of the park. Not only does it, again, that keep you safe if we suddenly get hundreds of people coming, but also it shows you just how wonderful this venue is as a base for our children. It's more than this building, the fact that we're in this park. We've got a beautiful marina, we've got wonderful offices now, which are accessible if families want to come in and talk to us, as well as our new accessible building, which I'll talk to you about. So if you'd like to have a little tour about the park, our historical park here at Wat Tyler, then you know it's a wonderful day, and it really is great just to see what facilities our young people have. And we've got wonderful cakes of all sorts of dietary requirements, vegan, gluten-free, vegan and gluten-free if you need them, but all really yummy looking anyway. Yeah. So let's just tell you a little bit about BOSP. So I'm sorry if this is all, you all know all this, but anyway, I know there's some guests here perhaps who don't know quite so much. So BOSP started 30 years ago in Brentwood as a parent support group for parents who had children with additional needs. It moved to sort of I look after your child while you go to the doctors, if you look after mine while I pop to the shops, to the respite provider that we are here. We had to leave Brentwood, premises problems. Small charities always have premises problems. And then we moved to Billericay. We moved in Billericay about 3 times to different premises. We had to leave, weren't affordable, etc., etc. We thought we were going to be made homeless in 2019, but we were saved by Wat Tyler Country Park and Basildon Council, who kindly let us have access to the workers' cottages as you come in on the left-hand side in yellow. And I have to say it was wonderful. BOSP didn't stop. I don't think our children or families even knew there was an interruption, even though we were all panicking behind the lines. So we were pleased about that. And this year we were just so pleased to have bigger offices which families can actually get across the threshold in, which is always really important if you've got wheelchair users. And we've got our own base. We've never had our own centre. We've always been quite nomadic. We hire different venues, and during COVID that really proved to be a problem because there were multi-use venues. They closed their doors to us due to regulation. So we had to think on our feet, and again the park came to our rescue, and we managed to hire single-use premises here. And this came up and we grabbed it with both hands. And the great thing is this is ours to use whenever we want to use it. So we still, although we're based here in Wat Tyler, we've moved from Brentwood, we still support families from all over Essex, mainly South Essex, Brentwood, Wickford, Billericay, Langdon, and also we had quite a lot of families come from the London Borough of Havering because we're on that cusp. There's really not many other services out there like us at what we do. We've really grown. We provide 12 different respite and support services for children with additional needs, complex disabilities and life-limiting illnesses, and their families and siblings. We provide services here at the Pioneer School and also at the Thriftwood Scout Camp. Now, although our centre, as you can see, isn't large, it's fully accessible downstairs and provides us with a great base from which to enjoy this wonderful environment. We don't want our young people indoors all the time. We want them out, getting fresh air, enjoying themselves, because we all know how good that is for our well-being and mental health. BOSP is so much more than a toys in a hall provider. Our sessions are all fully structured and delivered by a high level of support workers to maximise the children's learning, communication and confidence, enable them to be as independent as they possibly can. So most of our work is all done on a one-to-one. We have additional medication staff and supervisory staff. Here at the Skills for Life Centre, we run a BOSP TOTS toddler group for children based age 0 to 4, and mums come along, grandparents, dads, whoever come along, and they find a really inclusive and safe, non-judgmental environment, which is fantastic. And then we have our respite services. We also do here Schools Out. During COVID, a lot of children with disabilities and additional needs weren't in school full time whilst other children were. That's wrong. We couldn't understand that, so we had to do something about it. So we started providing services weekdays to support those families. Otherwise the families themselves couldn't go back to work. It was just a ridiculous situation. So that's worked really well, and we've seen some fantastic outcomes. We run Saturday and holiday programmes here. We also hire another residential centre down the end, so we've got 2 small groups. Small groups work for our young people. They don't want to be in a big day centre. This is what works. It really does work. We also run a Big Boss evening youth club where youngsters get a chance to meet and make friends, and they really enjoy it. You know, we have rounders outside, they make their dinner, they're learning all those really important life skills. And we have Chill Zone for over 18s, which goes out and about, is often based here. And then we have our Skills for Life day service. Again, young people don't want to be in a huge day centre, they want to be in with their friends, having fun, because you learn if you have fun. And that is really important, and that is paramount to all of our services. So it's important self-care, how to cook clean, how to get on public transport, money handling, eating healthily, all those things, but we make it fun. So we also deliver counselling for parent carers and siblings or grandparents, and we also provide individual support and sensory sessions. We also do a Walk With Us, a peer support group that takes place every other Wednesday here in the park. Really important. People don't often want to sit around a table and talk, but people will talk if they go out on a walk. So we find that works, and also it's a wonderful environment to go for a walk here. So parent carers can chat to others whilst enjoying gentle exercise. Part of our programme is to also enable young people to take part in the wider society. We have numerous clubs that take place out and about the community to support the confidence and challenge the perception they have of themselves and that others may have of them. So that's really important. Not only do the children and young people enjoy themselves, though, thanks to BOSP's team of over 60 volunteers, permanent sessional staff, we provide nearly 10,000 hours of valuable respite. A lot of our sessions last about 6 hours, 5.5, 6 hours. That's a really lovely break. So parents can confidently drop their young people and children off to us, go and enjoy themselves, relax, and then come back knowing their child's had a really great time in a really safe environment. So what's our future? We're really excited to announce that thanks to Essex County Council Short Breaks, we have just received funding this month for a proper sensory room. So at the moment you'll see lots of sensory equipment. It's going to have a wall built in there, it's going to be a door, it's going to be dark and lights and wonderful stuff. There's going to be loads of sensory equipment, so it's actually going to be wonderful. And also we've got an excuse to invite you back then and come and have a little look. That should hopefully be this summer. We've also been working with Basildon Council, the Disability Partnership there, and Essex County Council in campaigning for increased changing places in the borough. And we're really pleased to announce that at the end of this building, one where there's lots of plants and things, that bit's not our bit, that's going to be changing to a changing places room. Now those of you who don't know what changing places is an adult size changing room. Families, if they've got a child or a young person, or they may even have, it doesn't have to be a BOSS family, they could have an elderly parent with dementia who's in a wheelchair, and they're worried about going out because there's nowhere they can take them to change them in the toilet. Changing places opens up people's worlds because you've got showers in there, hoists, you've got adult sized beds. It's not right that people are chained on the floor. It's not right that people are chained on the floor, and I'm really pleased that we're going to have one here, and we're also going to have one in Basildon Town Centre. And there's also going to be more inclusive play equipment at the Adventure Playground. So Wat Tyler really is going to be the place to come. I think for everyone, and that's the important part, it's inclusive. It's for everyone. We want whole families' lives to be improved and for everybody to really be as independent as they possibly can. So our biggest challenge year on year remains funding, and I know a lot of funders are here, and we do really thank you for your funding and also taking the time to come out to us. We need to raise approximately £450,000 a year to do what we do, and that's year on year. There's not much multi-year funding out there. So we always appreciate support from friends, whether it's taking part in sponsored events on our behalf, having a cake sale, coffee morning, or companies choosing us as their charity of the year. If people would like to find out more ways of supporting us, please do get in touch or see Helen today, and she can give you details of BOSP fundraising pack. I'd like to, just before we go to the official cutting of the ribbon, I'd just like to take this opportunity to publicly thank Peter and the board, our volunteers and our staff team for their incredible dedication, determination, adaptability and hard work over the past year and a half to ensure families were not forgotten during the pandemic and for getting our respite services going again from last July 2020 in the face of really tricky legislation and regulation. We're one of the only charities and respite services that actually reopened last year. We never knew what we were coming into. We think we're all sorted and suddenly regulations had changed, risk assessments have to be redone, new staff would have to be, policies have to be put in place. It was hideous, and everyone got on with that complaint because at the forefront of their mind was the families. We've got to do it for those families and those children. And honestly, BOSP wouldn't be what it is without our staff and our volunteers. So huge thank you from the bottom of my heart for your love and care. Really do appreciate it. We've got our best team. So as this is our 30th year, I would like to now take this opportunity to introduce you to the lovely Deputy Lieutenant of Essex, Lady Sidra Naeem, who will be kindly cutting the ribbon officially to mark our anniversary and our very first BOSP building. Now, Lady Sidra is a Queen's representative for Essex, and she works tirelessly in the community to improve the lives of others. We met through our community tree, which we're both part of, which supports people with mental ill health and disability in Essex. She dedicates her time to tackling mental health in a multi-faith context and runs Basildon's Women's Together group and also Essex Mind and Spirit. So her aim is to integrate vulnerable women and people with mental health into the community. Lady Sidra is also a Senko, so she really gets it. She understands the challenges that our families and children go through. So without further ado, I'd like to please put your hands together for Lady Sidra Naeem. Deputy the anti-backed.
So I just wanted to say, first of all, thank you very much for inviting me here today. I feel very privileged, and I really, really value the work of BOSP from the bottom of my heart, especially because I am a teacher specialised in special educational needs and disabilities, and I really understand, you know, how difficult it is for children who have got special needs and their parents, the stigma and everything that goes with it. So I think this is an absolutely wonderful initiative, and I'm really, really proud of you all. Everybody who supports this initiative and everyone who is involved, especially Jodie, who works tirelessly, and she is for me the face of BOSP. You know, she paints such a great picture of BOSP wherever she goes, and that really helps to draw in people. She's a real community person. So well done to you all, and I feel really proud and very happy actually to you know, open the centre today.
Thank you.
So
we have scissors, or
I think I'll just
a pull.
just a pull.
1, 2,
Yes.
3. Would you like to pose for a photograph? Lady Sidra, would that be okay?
Where's the? There's the official photographer.
Yeah.
So many cameras here.
Sorry.
I'm ready. I'm ready. Okay, so I declare this place open. Here we go.
Thank you.
I also quickly like to say just how impressed I am with the organisation of today's event. It's absolutely brilliant, right down to labelling of the cake and the Diamante knife and the orange t-shirts and the star logos everywhere. I'm really, really impressed. I do go to a lot of events, and I know a place that's really organised, and this definitely is a very well organised event.
Thank you. We like to think we dot the I's and cross the T's, and we need to be. With the children we support, we need to make sure, and I think that's another thing I have to say about our staff.